Okay, so I have Mr. Alex Fagan here again. A pleasure to have him on again. He's going for another title. He's going for a title in a rematch where he actually injured himself as well on the same show quite a long time ago. It's fight week. I really appreciate your time and you joining me. How are you feeling? How are you feeling fighting for this belt to pick up another title? And how are you feeling to get this rematch back?
Oh yeah, no, like I've fought majority amateur career on IUR. It's always a title that I kind of wanted. I like it's because I fought so many times in the show. I think I should at least definitely get a crack at it before um I ever move away from amateur. I definitely always wanted a crack at it. And to fight Jordan here, Jordan's coming off the Europeans, just won it, high level opponent. We both fought back in the day. Yeah, I popped me in the fight, but he bet me fair and square. He took me down, he held me down, he done his job. And I think both of us have progressed so much since then. That's just going to make a better fight.
Yeah, I think so too. And like you said, obviously he took you down. Your most recent victory as well, Reen, would have been the same. A strong wrestler take you down, and we've seen how you dealt with that at Cage Legacy as well. But like I said, how much different do you think this fight's going to be? Because you said because of the way it has progressed, you both have progressed.
I think I think it will be a lot more competitive because I think we're both a lot more composed in the cage now and things that we're not rushing things. We both know what we're doing. We're both grasping that era of the towards the end of amateur more than at the start where you're kind of just more chaotic and you're doing mad stuff and you're not wasting time. I think it'll just change the level and people are gonna see like for me and him getting the cage, there's not many other amateurs who can step in with us and will succeed like at all.
Yeah, no, you're both kind of up there as well. And one of the things that is really kind of I've looked at with you, and we've spoke many times before your fights as well. And there was one stage where obviously you lost, you won, and then you went on a loss of three, and then you went on the win of three. So talk to me about what it was like when obviously we can see where you are now, but how easy could it have been to get derailed or deflated by that? And how did you stick with the mindset to keep going? Because when you look at them, we just talked before, they've all aged really well, those losses. Do you know, that sort of a way. And there was never any shame in losing. But as a person, I would assume if I went in and I lost three in a row, it might be quite easy to get disheartened.
Yeah, no, 100% because it was really annoying for me because mainly like obviously in K1 and Thai boxing when I fought, I I won all of them. And it was annoying. And even in Jitsu I done well. And in the gym, like stick anyone in front of me and I'm gonna give you the toughest night of your life. Like and then when I went into the cage, I just wasn't performed the way I should have been. And like yeah, the opponents are good, but I just wasn't performing the way I wanted to perform. And I know if I perform right, I'll beat them all. Like it's just how I know. And then like obviously it was hard. And then when I got one back, I was like, all right. And I kind of just went. I just started going out and going for it straight away from the start. Like obviously I had Nikolai first. He started to run off, and he was a wrestler. Then I eventually got a striker for like first time in ages. Then and I have another wrestler. Now another wrestler again. I'm really wrapping up all the wrestlers here before I have anyone else to run into. But yeah, no, I think the big thing was for me just that switch in the mindset, just going for it. Fuck it. If all else fails, just fight. I done an interview not that long ago, and that's what's actually been captioned. I think if all else goes wrong, just fight. And that's what I just done for my last few fights.
Yeah, no, and like that as well, because obviously, like you said, with the K1 stuff, you were killing it. It's obviously I think it's obviously just the way the fights have fallen that you've got wrestlers, but that is the experience you want because there's different wrestlers, there's different styles, there's different aggressions as well. So as a striker, you want to feel that because you know you can go out and outperform anyone in a striking contest with your skill set, anyways. So I like the fact that you are fighting all these wrestlers and you can iron out any kinks that you see in it. But as well, like the Paul Fitzgerald fight, obviously as well. Like that was I remember when I was first watching that and like not to say that was shame, but I said, man, this is gonna go like 2 or 3 rounds, or like someone's gonna get knocked out, but there's gonna be a lot. That shot you hit, like talk to us, like was that planned? Like, cause you hit that, and I was like, is his rib gone? It just took the wind out of him.
Yeah, like obviously I came out from the fight straight away. Paul's always been hands heavy, so I was like, I'm just gonna build the calf off. I can kick well. I'm gonna just kind of chop the calf off, and then when we start getting into the exchange of the clinch, I've always been good at hitting knees to the body and always find that liver. In my K1 fights, I have a lot of liver finishes. That's my thing. Like hitting body shots is a big thing. Even in my other fights, I've kind of hit them all the time. I haven't put people away with them, but I've cracked people with them. And then when I hit the knee on him, I knew as soon as I hit it, I just felt it sink. It's like hitting like a beanbag. That's what it's like hitting the liver. When it goes in right, it just sinks in, and you just know. And then obviously I made a little clip of the Roddy Classic of Andrew saying it, and then Roddy hitting the same thing, because he's obviously the main man at hitting a knee to the body.
Yeah, no, it was very nice, and like that, I've really loved the run you're on, because even when I was talking to you, whether it be in an interview or just messaging back and forth, which we do occasionally, you always just kept that confidence, and I really like that, because like that, a lot of people are quick to give up, and this is an example of just stick with it like that. You said you changed your mindset, but that process is there for a reason, and it is turning around, and it's turned around in your favor. Like this, another bout this weekend against a really tough opponent. But you talked about your fighting championship, and you really wanted to crack at the belt. And what makes you love that show so much? Because if you look at the people on that show, it's always the returning kind of crew. It's like the same cast all the time, fighting other people. And this isn't to say that there's anything bad about the other shows, but a lot of people just seem to gravitate towards Decky. What is it for you that makes you love the show so much?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like obviously, I fought on it, and I've and other shows I've fought on, but I've coached at basically every show in the country. So you see me at all the shows. I'm always there. I'm always cornering, or I'm fighting, or wherever. And then whenever you go to Decky show, everything just runs like a clock. Like literally like a clock. I could text Decky a week ago and he could have told me when I'm gonna be on that in that cage. And it's probably gonna be spot on. Give or take 5 minutes, but it's gonna be pretty spot on. Like you're never there overweight, and you're never going on too early. It always runs smooth. You know when's gonna start, you know when's gonna finish. And then I heard, to be honest, Decky's just a spot on lad, isn't he? Like, let's be real here. I text Decky a bit and things like that, and he's just spot on, and like so he's always been sound to me. He's always got me matched whenever I want to get matched, or if anyone's ever pulled down on me, he's got me another match. So I'll always stick loyal to people if they get me fights, and they do well with me, and then I'll happily stay on them and fight on their shows constantly.
Yeah, and I like that. One thing I like about him as well, I love Decky, and he's very straight up, and he's very honest, and like that. I think one of the things that brings people back to the show as well is he won't bring someone from outside in and to fight straight for a belt if they haven't fought on the show before. And he doesn't do like a ranking system, but like that, you're on a 3-fight win streak. You deserve the shot. Very few people get a shot on his show coming off a loss. It might happen, but it might be someone who's performed on their show a lot and maybe just lost their last fight, and then it comes up. But do you think he, like, because people say, oh, and so it's not that it annoys me. People go, oh, amateur belts don't mean much. But for me, I think it means something. If it means something to the fighter and the promotion, do you think with the way he runs it, with like that, people who run the show are winning records, do you think that makes the belt more valuable? Or for you, is it the same? Do you not the belt mean that much to you? Does it mean that much?
As in accolades wise, obviously, like in the long run, belts don't mean anything realistically, unless the pro belt and you're in a top organization. Doesn't realistically.
Yeah.
But as in a small goal, of course it does, because you want to set your goals. Like everyone's goal, well, for me anyway, to go pro, hopefully do well. But like your small goals in amateur, it's to win your nice little belts, and obviously they mean nothing now. But especially like a show that I fought on so many times, you're just like, of course you want to win it. It's like going out and playing a football match and getting to the finals every time, not winning the cup. Like, of course you're going to want to win it, even if you're not in the Premier League winning it. Do you know what I mean? So I think it is a big thing as a small goal, but a long term goal, yeah, it means nothing. Sure, Decky even says it himself.
Yeah.
So I've talked to Decky about it. Decky's racked up loads of amateur titles, and then when he went pro, it didn't go right from at the start, and now obviously he's on cracking form right now. But like, I think small goals, yeah. Long term, no.
Yeah, no, and I do agree that I say like that, because I actually literally just had an interview with someone and we were talking about, do you know Conor McGregor's amateur record? Do you know Paul Hughes's? They were like, no. I said, see, no one gives a fuck about, not that they don't
Yeah,
give a fuck, but obviously at the time it's nice to have that goal. And with that goal, like at the stage you're at, there's very few people up around kind of like there's a couple of people around kind of your level at the minute, and I'd say there's not going to be too much longer before you go pro. Like you need to be fighting people that challenge it, like that are going to challenge it. And if you have that belt, that's going to attract those kind of people to that belt. Do you think that's one of the benefits as well?
yeah, 100%. Like, I think everyone who's at the kind of top of amateur, obviously, everyone feels they can beat everyone, 100%. But everyone kind of knows where everyone kind of stands. I think, like, there's a few lads who be like 3-0, but then you can fight a lad who's like, I don't know, 4-6 as an amateur. And you're like, oh, that lad's 3-0 though. But and I'll let you say to someone, yeah, but that lad who's 4-6, that lad who's 3-0 cannot step in the cage with him because it will not go the right way for him. Like, some people look really good to start, some people look bad. Like, if you went to the Kieran Clark's record by the time his amateur career ended, his record wasn't good. If you stepped the lad in there who was 4-0 against him, that lad who's 4-0 is going to get whitewashed, and it's not going to be a fun night. Like, he's lost to people who are extremely good, or he's bet people who are extremely good. That's why I want to see my amateur record end. Like, all right, I could end with a negative one, I could end with a positive one, but I at least know that I fought the best wrestlers, the best strikers that I can fight. People have good attributes like Rian, super strong. Maybe not as technical as Jordan is at grappling, but super strong. Then you have people who are awkward like Nikolai, all top wrestlers, but awkward, strong. You have Paul, who's just all right, might not have to grapple and end, but is completely dog. Like, he's down for a fight whenever you want it, he'll happily give it to you. Like, especially on the feet, like Dewi, exact same thing again. Jake Gilpin, good knockout artist, so we're seeing him sleep people and good in the feet. Like, you need to fight all these people who are hard and challenging in their own way to progress you as a fighter. For when you go pro, then you shouldn't be hitting anything what's too mesmerizing at the start.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
I
way I
get
see it.
no, and I know you said I literally it's the because I actually mentioned Kieran Clark and the person I just interviewed about half an hour ago saying he went 13-10, and I use him as an example all the time. He probably hates me for it, but I'm like, look at him now. He's 8-0, like because he fought IMAF champions. He fought people that are like 8, 9, 10-0 now in their professional careers themselves. And like you said, I like what you said there as well because people say, "Oh, I want to fight." I need to fight all these different type of wrestlers and this and that. But you were able to give up off different things like a strong wrestler, an awkward wrestler, a technical wrestler, because you want to have all these positions put in before you go pro. And like that, obviously you're not going to be looking past the fight this weekend. But what's your year looking like? Are you looking to have a certain amount of fights? Is there any talk of going pro at any stage, or is that just going to be when it happens?
I've had one this year, obviously, and I fought Rain, and now I have Jordan as my second one, which are two good opponents. I'm looking definitely to have two more. Once all fights go well, no injuries, no nothing, and then I'll look to see at the pro end of things, see what shows are coming about. I have a few motors who I know. There were definitely a few shows, and then SBG lads are out back on. SBG lads are out back on cage wars and things like that, and they're definitely back at the end of the year. I know that. But then I've good connection with LFL as well over in Amsterdam and things like that. And there's a few shows around that I'd definitely be interested in. But I'll get through my amateur fights, fight a few more good people, and then hopefully rack up the wins, no injuries, and then I'll look on forward. But I'll get through these first anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like the LFL is a good one. Obviously, Tiernan Loughlin just signed there because you get a 3-fight contract. Because, like, you see on the recent shows when you're trying to book fight, Georgie Groza's fight fell out on the day last week for Cage Legacy. Whereas if it's on LFL, you're signed, you're locked in. The opponent has to face you. You know, it's not like they're just coming over for a scrap. They're fighting for a place. You're fighting for your place towards a title. And like I said, Cage Warriors, I think it's such a welcome news that SBG are back on it because the show is better with SBG. What I like about Cage Warriors is there was 8 different gyms on. Do you know the sort of way it gives variety? Now you've got SBG back in the mix. It's there's a lot of options when you go pro, but obviously that decision will be made. Obviously, once you see these next 2 amateur fights out, and when you feel ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think the big thing what people overlook in to go pro, like you can go pro young. There's people who've gone pro young, like off the top of my head or not. Like obviously Max did, or like someone who went pro regional, Dom Norcus. Like he went pro really young.
Yeah, 19, I want to say.
19 or something. I knew he had 6 amateur fights, but and I think he went 5-1. I think he's only lost in the home. And the home's a very experienced amateur. But but look what Dom's doing. He's doing it the right way. Same way Max is and things like Young. They're not jumping on huge promotions. Like Max is staying regional enough. He's on KJC. Like, yeah, they're in England, so but they're regional. There's no doubt in my mind. If Max goes, I want to go fight an Octagon tomorrow, Octagon won't take him.
Yeah.
Or I want to go fight in Cagers, they won't take him or something like that. He has a good following. He does everything right. Do you know what I mean? Same with Dom over in Germany. Don't jump on Cage Warriors yet. You're dead right. Stay in Germany. Have a few more fights. Get a bit more experience. Then hit Cage Warriors and show everyone on Cage what you're doing right. That's the way I see pro. Same way you see amateur. You fight people who are at your level at the start. Then you try to take a step up, fight someone a bit better. That goes well then you're at that level. If it doesn't, well, knock back down, get a notch off, and step back up until you're at the pinnacle. There's no one else really to fight, or you're all at a high competitive level. Then go on to pro and start all again.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to take them risky fights, but that's what makes you a better fight. But to start, make sure you're picking your right fights. Pick people who are like making debuts or 1-0, 2-0. Don't go and jump in and go, yeah, this lad is 7-2, but I think I can beat him. Because if you do beat him, fair play to you, but you're only going to fight lads who are like 7-2, 8-1, 6-1. There's no going back.
Yeah.
Once you're there, you're stuck.
And then if you do go back, you start getting criticized as well. And
yeah,
I think
100%.
profession, you need to mind your career, and that's not saying, because I don't want people to confuse that with padding records, because that's completely different. But it needs to be a good even fight. 2 lads like debuts, similar skill levels, a 50-50 fight where you can win or he can win. Depends who imposes their technique, skill, and will, and then wants it most. And do that, because like I said, I say people have come in for Max already. That I say Octagon I heard they've wanted him. Cage Warriors probably want him already, but take your time and build it properly, because it's your career at the end of the day, and they care about ratings, money, this. Only you and your coach give a fuck about your careers, that sort of way. So you have to mind it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I've made loads of changes now as an amateur coming to the end. Like I've only bring on a strength conditioning coach that started this camp. Like I've done all of me. Haven't had a strength conditioning coach. Never lifted the weights. I didn't like them, so I didn't do them. Now I still not really like them, but I do them. Like I bring on a fella called Rory O'Connor who helps me. He's over in Scotland, but he's very good. Who helps with me. I did obviously originally get on the John Connors and things like that, because obviously the ISI are obviously all well known and stuff. I've talked to a few of them about things, but Rory's the one I'm with, and I've seen a lot of progress with him. So it's been great. Like I've made loads of progress. I feel a lot better. I physically look a lot better. I think this is probably the best you're gonna definitely see me look stepping in the cage, even though I'm stepping down to lightweight and I haven't in a while. I think this is definitely the best you're gonna see me look. And then obviously I always have Jan. I always have Yannick.
Yeah.
Yannick's there. Yannick's been there for all the last 3 fights. Do you know what I mean? Since I've started winning, Yannick's there for all. And I think he has played a big factor in the fights and helped me win. Like the nutrition's so much better now. Like I've never gone in, like I even done at the start of my amateur fights, like gone and fucking stupid shaft that way in and doing stupid shit through the camera, like my head. So now I'm just gonna have like a big cheat day because my weight's ahead of where I wanted to be. Where with Jan, it's not like that. It's still everything. All right, you're ahead. We might be able to give you a refeed or so, but you're still gonna stay on track. And we get ahead better. like less of a weight cut at the end, but everything's running smooth. Like I feel good right now, and I still have a bit to go for lightweight, but I feel good. Like they're the two people I've brought in now, obviously with my team, and they're kind of the people who stuck by me, and I always kind of make sure that I'm running well with me. Obviously, my MMA coaches and like Roddy as my head coach, and then obviously my big brother as my striking coach, basically my full-time pad man. At this rate.
But yeah, no, it's a good team, and I actually think this is going to be scary now that you've got a strength and conditioning coach in. What are you going to look like coming into this fight? And that's really intriguing to me. And I like what you've done. You set up all these different steps, and you haven't done it all in one go. You've done it in different increments. Like you only brought in the strength and condition. Now you brought Yannick in a while ago, and you're doing these different things one on one, right? Rather than trying to overhaul or do more things at once. And it's just building blocks to your success. And you're someone I always enjoy talking to. I always enjoy watch fighting as well. So I'm going to thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to let you go. Is there anything you want to say before you go, or anyone you want to shout out? And I really appreciate your time today.
I just want to shout out all the lads in the gym. He's obviously know who he's are, all my main training partners and things like that. My big brother, my man that always helped me through the camp. My beautiful girlfriend who helps me a lot through the camp and helps me get through a lot of things when I'm not in the fucking mood or putting up with me. And then the lads who've helped me out. There's a few local lads in the area who have small businesses who've helped me out, and then a few lads in the gym who've helped me out for money and stuff, obviously, because it's harder to do everything. And yeah, just all the people who support me through it, and me, obviously, the new lads of obviously Rory coming on, and then I was grateful for Roddy and Jan for always being there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a cracking fight. I can't wait to see this fight. Like I said, you both have come on so much since that fight. I think it's a very intriguing fight, potentially fight of the night as well. So I can't wait to see that. I will be up at your fighting championship. I'm going to be going back to shows again full time now. I went to Cage Conflict, so I'm back 100%. So I can't wait to see you in person and see you fight. It's going to be an absolute pleasure, as it has been talking to you today.
100%. Cheers.